Do we know where he's going from here? Because that's what I'm.
What was your note of Biden and Pimp?
Biden and Pimp?
Pimp.
Lil Pimp.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is this
just
what
about,
you're about to get
Biden
into?
winning and Lil Pump, aka Lil Pimp, like what happens in his career from here. I almost feel like I feel like if I interviewed him right now, that people would be mad at me.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't that crazy?
1000%.
Like that says a lot about how mad people are at
Yeah.
him. But I think that them being mad at him is going to just manifest into them ignoring him, which is kind of like worst case scenario.
Ooh, especially for him.
Yeah, because you could imagine that Pump right now is probably getting a lot of positive feedback because, there is a
From
whole
who?
world, from all
From
the Trump
MAGA?
people,
Oh, yeah.
he's probably got a ton of people like praising him and like thinking he's awesome right now.
But those,
Yeah, but
those
they're
aren't
not going to
really-
listen to his
It's a
music.
very different
Yeah.
audience than the Gucci Gang audience.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, okay, what's the timeline? What's the trajectory for him if Trump would have won? He would have been
What? He's going to be his
Before he's
fucking
in office?
his advisor? No.
like what was like I'm trying to think like what was his plan with this? Like was he
I
gonna
don't think that he had a plan. I think he just wanted attention. I think he wanted write-ups. I think he wanted people like us to come on these platforms and talk about him. I don't think there was a plan.
I honestly, though, don't think it was that well thought out. I think Trump, that at some point, Pump just literally like decided, this Donald Trump thing seems cool.
Funny.
I'm gonna just go along with this. Like he wants to charge us less taxes. Boom, let's go with it.
Let's go.
I don't think it was so sinister that Pump was like, this is how I'm gonna go viral. But then also like Pump does love going viral, and Pump hasn't been going viral that much. So I feel like once he got going with that, like once you have one like viral Trump thing get going, then you're just gonna keep chasing that. Like, I got to go on stage with him, whatever. But I mean, like I was seeing that one of the most influential people, like perhaps number one for conservatives, is Kid Rock, who was
What?
originally a
What?
rapper,
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he's, which I had no idea
Yeah,
that Kid
that's
Rock
kinda
was
crazy.
that popular because I listened to Kid Rock when I was like 14 and haven't really thought about him since. Bow with a bow to bang the bang, diggy 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 with the boogie, the up jump the boogie.
Wow.
Why do I
thought
remember
of
that?
song in so long?
That song was actually really good.
So what is he doing out in the fucking community?
He makes music. I don't know what it's really like. I'm assuming it's like country type
Yeah,
stuff.
I've seen him with like American flag shirts and like some dad jeans and some
Right.
cowboy boots singing some country shit.
Honestly, that market is huge. Like
For
if
sure.
you want to be a rapper, taking your star power and then unleashing it upon the country friendly world,
like Stagecoach.
do you know who Jelly Roll is?
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, he's totally kind of in that world of like making like country friendly
What about
stuff.
Yellow Wolf?
Yellow Wolf, I honestly don't know what the fuck Yellow Wolf's going on.
They all revert back to their roots at some point. They come in, they use hip hop, and then they fucking revert back to their roots at some point.
I'm one of those white people that doesn't have a country background, and I'm only like in the past few years have even like really thought about country or like listened to like a little bit
You'll
of
get
it.
there
And
eventually. It's in your blood.
It's in your bloodline.
I don't really.
So you think that's
What if you turn this
Pump's
into a-
next logical step?
I'm a socialite. I don't relate to stuff
I'm a
about like
socialite.
the countryside.
Okay,
Like,
Paris
I don't
Hilton.
feel comfortable when I'm like in like a desolate area with like like.
I think you'll
where
feel
it's super quiet.
you'll
I don't
feel
want to be
pretty
around that.
comfortable wearing a cowboy hat with like boot cut jeans.
I have never worn a cowboy
drinking
hat.
a bud
I've
Drinking a
never
Bud
wore
Light.
cowboy boots.
at
I don't like beer.
Stagecoach.
I smoke weed.
I want to go to Stagecoach
I
at
heard
one
it's
point.
lit.
But I
don't
do
wanna go,
fuck with
though.
the Compton Cowboys.
You
Underrated
should take
vlog.
the Compton
The
Cowboys. The
And-
Compton
and move them
Cowboys
to the valley with
No,
me.
take them to Stagecoach.
What Stagecoach is like Coachella but for country?
Yes.
Yes,
I
exactly.
can't believe you don't even know what that
You
is.
don't know what Stagecoach is?
I mean, when I go to Coachella, it's kind of depressing to me because I don't know who like 90% of the artists are, and
Yeah,
I
you
don't
really
give a
don't,
fuck.
huh?
And even the rappers that are playing, I don't really give a fuck about seeing them perform either because I've already probably seen them, or I just don't care about.
Or you don't listen to their music.
Or
Yeah.
I don't care about anything ever
Yeah,
anyway.
so-
But like the idea of going to that, but for country, and it's like even more not
Yeah.
my wheelhouse is just I can't imagine.
I meant to go as like a complete consumer, like not like go backstage and be like whisked around by the country community, but just you know.
Whisked around.
I don't
would
know.
you be
I don't know.
willing
I just
to
be saying random shit
Would you be
sometimes.
willing to live a completely
Yes.
country lifestyle
Yes.
for a month? Okay, how about this? We unfollow everyone you follow on Instagram and we follow like
All the country people?
top country influencers and shit. Instead of recording raps in the studio at least a couple nights per week. We're gonna put you in the studio with like a guitar coach and like another like
a banjo.
People like country songwriters who are gonna kind of do this, and like we could really like.
I'm down
I
to
think we should
completely
just
rebrand as a
Ship
country
him
artist.
off to where is it, like Tennessee?
We'll send you some Trump rallies. A
To
MAGA
what,
hat.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Nashville.
Let's go.
Nashville,
Oh, you could even
Nashville.
just go to Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down to go to Nashville. Actually,
We should send you to the CMAs. I keep getting like
ooh,
ads
the
for
Country
that.
Music Awards. Ooh,
I saw something on TV when I was watching the news that you guys know Hootie and the Blowfish. So the
Nope.
you don't
I
even
have
know
no
who that
idea
is?
what that is. Is that a cartoon?
No, it's a fucking band or kind of like indie, but like
basically
it was like
like
That-
Sanford
that
and Sons.
it was
That
like
reminds me of, like,
a country.
Garfunkel.
It was like a rock band that had like a country-ish sort of sound or whatever.
Like the Dixie
Let her
Chicks?
cry.
Is it like the Dixie Chicks or
Wait, we're
something?
laughing because he's on point?
I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like. But the thing about Hootie and the Blowfish is that the singer was Darius Rucker, who's just a black dude, and
Okay.
but now he's like on his own and he's in the country world. And when I was watching,
Is he killing it?
The news, yeah, apparently he's fucking killing it because they call him by the first name on these commercials. I was
Darius.
seeing when I was watching the news. Yeah, they're like, and Darius is performing, and he's just like looking at the camera like, this is going to be a great show. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to have a good time. And I'm just like what? Like, how did this happen to Hootie and the Blowfish? Like, what happened to the rest of those dudes? I don't know.
He fucking left him in the dust, man.
It became his own thing.
Became
Yeah.
his own thing. That's what I'm gonna do to y'all. I'm gonna leave you guys in the dust and become a country star.
What did they say? Like DeMarcus or what is his name again? Sorry, Darius.
Darius.
Go DeMarcus.
Go DeMonte.
Go DeMonte.
Go DeMonte.
I wonder like how many rappers have tried this and failed though. There's
Well,
definitely
Nelly.
more. Nelly.
First of all, he
Yeah,
didn't fail.
He didn't fail, but he dropped
Cause it's
the
all in my head, and I think about it over and over again.
Love that song.
That was the greatest crossover song of all time.
Don't you feel like it's hard
And
to
it
come
hurts
back
so
from that kind of
bad.
shit?
Not really, because I think he didn't. I don't think that was detrimental to his
Not at
career.
all.
But
And
I
he's
mean,
from the South.
Nelly doesn't really get regarded like that as like a current poppin' musician, right? Like, do you
Well,
think that
I
his
don't think-
flirtation with that, like, I feel like once a rapper does an EDM album, it's over. It's like your core audience is never gonna relate to that content, and then I don't think they're coming back. It's already hard enough to keep them coming back when you're doing the same sort of stuff.
That was the curtains closed for Waka
Waka
Flocka.
Flocka.
To be honest,
That was crazy.
I don't want to
Steve
say it,
Aoki.
but yeah,
the Steve Aoki crossover.
it's a tough thing to flirt with. But I don't
mean-
feel like it's like that with like Latina music. There's all kinds of
Latina
Latina
music.
music.
Latinx.
Latina music.
Latinx. Latinx. Whatever.
Latina music. Okay, buddy.
When I listen to
Sounds so-
Latinx music,
I've never
but
heard you sound more white.
Latinx. That's what I understand is the
No,
right thing to call it.
Latina music. Just call it
Yeah,
that.
just call
Latinx music.
Latina music.
Is because okay, when Nori came out, Nori did reggaeton music for a bit, and he was told before he did it, this is going to destroy your career.
Hell no.
And then
His biggest song was with Nina Sky,
but
wasn't it?
reggaeton was popping like crazy for a minute, and then it fell off so hard. But now it's back, like that. Whole genre of like pop and Latin music is huge again. But Nori, I think like the way he saw it for sure, like a ton of people wrote off his career at some point because of his
That was his
flirtation
biggest
with
song
that shit.
for sure. That
Right, but
song
then it
with-
fucked up his ability to be like a straight street
Because
rapper.
I didn't know he was a street rapper before. I only knew him from like Pharrell music and then Nina Sky song.
I do feel you with the Pharrell thing. Like,
feel
I
me?
guess, yeah, because I actually listened to the Pharrell stuff before I went back to the CNN.
yeah, I didn't
era.
know him
Yeah.
like Noriega and Capone and all that shit. I didn't fucking know about that.
Nori going to war with Vlad.
About what?
Vlad wouldn't go on Drink Champs because he didn't want to drink.
So that's why they're beefing.
So they're beefing?
That at least started it. And
Really?
then now they're just at war in general.
What?
I don't know.
he couldn't respect his right to not drink.
I don't think that I don't think Vlad's really like engaging it so much, but Nori has went off on Instagram. But
Yeah. Because if you're not gonna drink, then there's no point to go on the show, right?
Then just don't come on the show.
yeah. I mean, I think I would do it, but I would be a little worried. Like, what's going to happen?
How much do
if
you
I get
have to
wasted?
drink?
And a lot of those podcasts are like 3 fucking hours long.
They're
that Nori
very
does.
long. I remember I
I'd-
used to listen to it back when they didn't even have proper like mics and everyone's just like screaming and like bottles clinking.
Yeah, the sound used to
Yeah.
be unbearable.
It was horrible.
insane.
I
But
can't even
they
sit here without
fucked
getting
it out.
antsy for 2 hours. But maybe if I was drunk though, maybe it would be a different thing.
But my thing is that if I did a 2-hour podcast, I think that if I did if I did 10 shots, I think it would be really bad. Like I don't think it would be okay.
You wouldn't need to take 10 shots in 2 hours.
5 shots in 2 hours. I would be drunk for sure by the end of it, but I wouldn't be like that I could handle.
You're like a large man. I think you can handle 5.
But I also never drink.
I will say I've seen you definitely take a bottle to the face.
Do you think that I should, like, if I were to do drink champs, which I was gonna do it at one point, but then it was like, oh, like you can fly in and you might be able to do it this day, but you might not able to, and I was like, fuck that.
Fuck that mic shit.
But I would fucking love to do it. But also, do you think I should train for it?
Like just start getting drunk before.
Get drunk every night for a week before it, so that it won't
But
affect
then
you that much.
what if you're too hung over there and you want to see?
Well, you could give yourself a little grace period too. God, the drinking sounds horrible. I hate drinking.
I love drink. I
Excuse
didn't
me.
want to say that, but
I feel you. No,
Well,
actually,
I hate drinking so
when
much.
I was with the Content Cowboys and I fucking started drinking, I took a shot of tequila, and it was my first time taking a shot in like a year, and I was just like, "Ooh,
You turned into
that's
a
right." Yeah,
Rottweiler?
I was ready to go. Like,
it feels
let's
good
go.
after though, right?
Let's go to the strip club. Yeah.
You took one shot. You're like, let's go to the strip club.
I didn't actually say that, but like all of a sudden, like
You
going to
felt
the
it?
strip club sounded fun. Whereas like right now, me and my sober, grumpy ass personality, I'm like, you couldn't pay me to go have fun in public right now.
Couldn't pay me to go have fun in public.
Hell no, I'd rather go home and wait for my baby, bitch.
I think you could practice by taking like, I don't know, a glass of wine and then
Yeah.
increase it to 2 glasses, 3, and then by the end do like the whole bottle.
Imagine I went on Drink Champs and it was like I'm drinking red wine.
And you had your leg crossed, like, hello, Mr. Naughty.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
fire,
God.
actually.
I feel like you exclusively have to drink like Jack or like I don't know.
I don't even like
manly
drinking. I can
there.
drink anything and it doesn't matter to me. This is all. Maybe I'll just bring
It's
like a
all
bunch of
gross.
margaritas.
It's all disgusting. It all tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, people think that like different alcohols taste good.
Nah.
Like, nigga, that shit's
Well,
all
okay, I don't
nasty.
think that any of them taste good, but I do think specific ones taste worse than others.
Like, give me one.
I hate dark liquor.
Yeah,
Dark
like
liquor
dark
and
what though?
like Jägermeister.
Oh,
and
Jägermeister is fucking
fucking disgusting.
nasty. Oh, I could taste it in my mouth right now just
I
thinking
taste it
about
in
it.
my brain.
Ugh.
Yeah, but like that's easier to take down than like I don't know gin.
I hate all dark liquor.
No, Jaeger's nasty.
I would rather
it's very
drink.
thick. Something
So
about that
thick.
thick texture.
It got to be cold though. If it's cold, I'll take it.
You'll
I'll
take
take a shot of
anything.
Hey, speaking of thick, this new Nav album is crazy.
What the fuck?
You what correlation? Are you
What
making
correlation? Are you saying that Nav
Nav's
is thick?
album?
Yeah,
Is
you know,
the
Nav
thick?
got a little booty on him.
Or are you
And you're
saying
looking at that.
I mean, I've heard. You see girls going crazy with Nav's ass on Twitter
I've
and shit.
what?
never heard- I've never seen that.
You
I
ain't following the people I follow.
No, I think you're typing in Nav ass photos.
Although I do follow a guy whose name is Nav has 0 good songs. I just somehow started talking to this guy one time,
That's
and
kind
that's
of
his
a funny
ad.
Twitter name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely gonna put this on Twitter.
Yeah,
Does
you're-
he only tweet about Nav and his songs?
I would say it's a good percentage of what he tweets about, but honestly, I think the new Nav album is great.
I was gonna
heard it
say,
was
I
good.
feel like people just shit on him so much.
Where'd that start again?
That's over.
That started from academics, to be honest.
No,
It's-
that's over because Kamala Harris is the vice president, so we got an Indian woman in office,
Oh.
and now we got Nav, the greatest.
Isn't that like a
rapper
name of
all
like a-
time,
like
is
a-
also in office.
Isn't that a name of like an Indian plate?
Kamala Harris.
Oh, tikka masala. Never mind. Not Kamala.
Tika Kamala. You're so
She's
dumb.
trying to rebrand as Mamala, not Kamala.
Tika.
I
Mamala.
like
Tika
Mamala. I think
Kamala.
that's so cute.
You do fuck with her?
Yo, we need Pastademics to do an edit right now of Kamala Harris's face in a bowl of tikka masala.
I love tikka masala.
Nav
masala
has
is
some
good.
insane bars on this album. What's the line about dried up toothpaste? I'm spacing on it.
I don't know.
But no, he says everybody in his clique is staying solid like dried up toothpaste.
That's kind of a bar. I'm not.
I
gonna
was
lie.
like, bro,
Nothing gets more solid than fucking dried
Yeah,
up toothpaste.
I know.
that's what Nav is doing. He's hitting you with some actual factuals that you can actually relate to.
Young Gunna, Young Weezy, Young Gunna, Young Weezy, Young Gunna, Young One, and Nav and Young Weezy.
When I heard Nav talking about dried up toothpaste, it really just made me think about like how we just need rappers to talk about everything in
household
their normal life.
items.
Like if you're going, like I understand that some rappers like you spend some percentage of your day like walking around with a gun or shooting someone, whatever. Like okay, I get it, but like realistically, if you're like washing your car more in an average week than you are like shooting
Shooting
someone,
someone?
then you should rap about washing your car more than you rap about shooting someone.
That's a fact.
And I want that to be normalized. And I was kind of feeling like Nav is relating the dried up toothpaste, and like, you know, I get it that that's part of your week is that you got to clean the toothpaste thing off. Like, you're rich and famous, but you still are just gonna do that for some reason. Cool, but like, we should just rap about everything in life.
Yeah, you gotta
You know?
normalize living a regular life.